And with software that's more flaky than a Cadbury's flake, we hop into the chat and tell us what's going on.
Yeah. Well, we'll just carry on talking to ourselves. It doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, no, it's not.
I'm quite good at talking to myself. I do it all the time.
Well, living with Bob, I would imagine you would do, yes.
Yes, very much so. He does tend to get annoyed when he thinks the conversation started with, "Did you hear what I just said?" I can forgive him sometimes. He's never deaf when it comes to "do you want a drink," though. Oddly, always hears that.
You can actually hear the kettle click.
Yeah, definitely. He is a tea-powered organism, is Bob.
Right, I can relate to that. Not tea-powered, obviously, because tea is the drink of the devil.
Beverages. Brews. Yeah. No, you wouldn't want to see me on coffee. You really wouldn't want to see me on coffee.
Well, one of my first purchases when lockdown started was a new coffee machine, because I realised I was spending a lot of time at home, and I said I need to have proper coffee.
Yeah.
So proper coffee machine went in downstairs.
Yeah, I've got to laugh. My daughter-in-law has just invested in her third coffee machine. They've got Tassimos and all sorts, and it's like, okay, bless you, sweet pea.
My wife did laugh. She said, "You do realise now we've got four or five different ways of making a hot beverage in this house now." So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah. So we've got an espresso maker in one of the cupboards that's still there.
It's surprising how much more you need coffee when you've had children.
Yes, funnily enough. Yeah. Although I did find the use of we had a Tefal, Bully's Tefal hot, really good for making doing miniatures, getting hot water instantly available to bend your rest stick into position.
We did have a Tefal at one point. Wow. No, our Tefal beside the bed had a drastic moment and went off and sprayed, and he blew himself up. He's very good at blowing things up.
He blew the electrics in his room putting the kettle on. So we're intrigued to find out. Apparently the Premier Inn has said yes, there's a fault with the kettle, and therefore a new kettle will be provided. Once we figure out where the master circuit breaker is.
Oh dear. No, Mark seems to be a magnet for that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know what he does.
I don't either.
No, I say when he blew up, when the smoke started rising from when he threw whiskey over his last computer.
Oh dear.
So back to the game.
What's happening over in Nick's side, isn't there? Everybody seems to have gathered over there.
There's a monstrously complex battle going on over here.
Yeah, there certainly is.
Which is, I know the boomers are there, because I can see them there, and there's a standard bearer there.
And that's the void lurker at the back, isn't there? I can see him.
Yeah. But Nick's...
Tokens here.
Yeah.
That one's still in the centre.
Yeah.
And there's tokens on both these two units.
Right, so that explains why they're wondering.
Yeah.
Over here. I've got pressure on this unit over here.
Yeah, they're.
I think that's Jan that's just gone into.
Yes, it is. They finished the Jan off earlier, and one of me got wavered.
Yeah.
That was before, obviously, getting my beverage.
That's a Jan. There's a Jan here, and there's a Jan there.
No, that's a Mind Screech.
Oh, Mind Screech.
That's Mind Screech.
Mind Screech. Yes.
The Jan is like a spidery one for Dave. It's just next to the building.
Ah, right. Yeah.
You can see the wings facing off on a. I'm not sure who that is actually. Is that one of the ogres?
In the streaming stuff will be to fork out for a decent camera that can do zoom in on it, but frankly,
a lot of people like to watch and see what's happening at tournaments.
Yeah.
In fact, you can see it just off the edge of the camera.
Yeah, it's just here, and we do offer an hour for each person to do it. The reason why we have clocks is less to do with putting pressure on players, push on further now.
Or people
at 6 o'clock this evening as the place closes down.
Yeah,
so
the venue's
sure
shut.
we're on time for that. So that's why we do use clocks in this one. But we have an hour for each player, so that there's plenty of time for a 2,000-point game. So we're now up to, like I say, we're nearly an hour into the game now. So we should be on turn 3, late turn 2, bottom turn 2 probably in most places. Oh, there you go. So that is a nice regiment of chariots. I think they are GW. Yeah. I'm not quite sure what the hell that is actually. It's not a, I don't know, some sort of ball rider thing from GW.
All right.
From Beast Claw Raiders, I suspect.
I ought to look at his list, but
so,
Nick,
I know Nick has been printing out, doing 3D printing of a lot of his
bases, because they're all done to match his board, aren't they? Yeah. It is very amazing. Everything's.
It's a stunning display board. We'll get some pictures of the display board. It is really quite stunning.
Especially considering it all kind of came together at the last minute after the other one had its catastrophic event.
That's it. The board in about 3 or 4 days.
Well, it is a cute little board. It probably doesn't need a roof rack for it either, which I think you would have done.
Quite bad for Dave.
It is looking bad for Dave.
He seems to have quite a lot of units in his tub. We shall see. Oh, there's Jan. Yeah, I can see Jan.
Yeah.
So
yeah, got a better
Jan versus
at the beginning, because it's lovely to see pretty armies.
It is.
We hope so. We hope so. Would you like to pop on, or are you enjoying wandering?
I don't mind. I'll just give it a test to see if I can get it.
Okay, no worries.
The problem is, Dan, the 3G signal's so bad in here that you can't see.
Yeah,
it's so laggy. So we've got pens out and laser pens out.
I can hear you fine. You're talking about chariots.
You hear both of us, Dan? Yeah. Okay.
The background's slightly high, but I can hear both of you.
Yeah, that's the nature of being in this room, I think. You're going to get a lot of background noise.
Well, the 38 players playing, we're bound to be able to hear something. At least they've got us.
So that's good. At least we do appear that audio is now working. We do tend to drop the stream. It's
using goblins with the war trombone. He said that they hit the brown note.
Oh, has the brown note happened for Mr. Hawley?
Well, he's using undead this time, isn't he?
Ah.
Toilet on the table.
Oh, bless him.
What?
It's a long story.
Oh, right. Okay.
Lucky porta potty.
Yes. Dealt with that. Was it just a case?
He was using the goblins, and he came to a tournament, and the toilet was on the part of the scenery on the table. So he said I could use that for my goblins, so I gave it him.
Right.
And then printed myself another one and painted it up.
Fair enough, Bob. Bless. But yeah, he's always gone. There's been toilet humour with Andy Hawley forever. Every time we've played him, the toilet humour comes out.
That's fair enough, I think. Fair enough.
His war trombone always had a brown note that went with it, but obviously he's using undead, as Bob says, so bless him.
Let's pull this cable, see what happens here.
Oh. Follow the wires. You know how you were saying your scoutmaster wouldn't have been very impressed with that.
when Impact all this cabling yesterday evening.
It was a nest.
A nest of wires. Yeah, perhaps I should have packed that slightly more considerately.
Not just whacked it all in. Well, it got here.
It got here, okay. Yeah, that's it.
And it is doing the job. We've managed to detangle everything, the boom over the table, and
yeah.
I must admit I'm very impressed with the boom.
Everything else.
I can't see why that went, to be honest, because that was quite a good feature to be able to offer TRs.
Yeah.
But
so Bob said, well, you know, get a backdrop stand, which is really used for you know, photography studio things. It's about 25 quid or something like that. So
that's not so bad.
Not so bad, and it sets up really easy. You can run a webcam.
Run its wires up the side. Yeah.
We do have a different webcam available if we need to go for a wide angle shot. The problem is that makes the things look a bit.
It's just there.
Just sell us some beer.
It's like, please, let us have beer. Let us not all be in sports bottles.
Jan's a lot louder.
Or maybe Jan's just loud.
Comes and goes. Yeah. We do.
Oh, ouch. Poor lad. I must admit, buying your Coca-Cola and having a hip flask also seems to be another theme.
That's. So Brother Matters is Matt Green, isn't it? I seem to remember.
Yes, I think. We're just double checking because I. Yeah, Matthias. Mattus. Either way.
Gives me unlimited data.
Wi-Fi in this place has gone particularly rubbish. So.
I'm intrigued by this box here. How there's absolutely no connection. Which sounds right because there's no input.
There are two other boxes in the room that I can see. Because I was moving terrain around one of them earlier when I was putting things out.
Yeah.
But it needs one of those repeaters really in here that would help magnify the.
Just hardwire in a blooming Ethernet port because that's what that used to be.
Yeah.
But the rest is not connected to anything.
Yeah, if you could actually plug directly in, it would be much more useful.
Yeah, but never just Wi-Fi for streaming. There's not Wi-Fi.
No, there's nothing behind that apart from hand gel. Which I must admit, I forgot to point out to everybody, didn't I, earlier when we got going. I should have made mention about hand gel, face masks, respecting each other's distance.
You're streaming, experiencing issues.
We've not noticed.
Drop frames, 98% of last 2 minutes.
Oh, golly. 3 minutes, 1 minute. Oh, well. We do apologise to everybody watching. If you can actually see things. I must admit, it's kind of funny to watch dice suddenly appear on the table, having just seen them in a hand.
Yeah. So your stream's experiencing issues. Yes, we know our stream's experiencing issues. We'll try before game 2 to see if we can get the Wi-Fi better. We do have an alternate Wi-Fi connection.
There's one of those little internet dongles. How it's a 50-50 moment. So
50-50
Nick's
moments, as always.
Yeah, Nick's obviously hoping and praying that he gets the right end of his 50-50.
Yeah. I think given that Nick's now got, his Chariots are still
in the lead now.
Yeah. Well, Nick is my tip for winning the overall event.
Yeah, right.
Because Nick does play an awful lot. He's got a good community up in Leeds who play regularly good.
Yeah.
I would argue possibly he's very close to being the best. Him and Chris Walsh, I think, are the two.
Oh, I love Chris's army.
Two people I'm looking forward to seeing look at their armies. So I think the combination there means that Nick is very solid. He's a good player, paints well. He's a pleasant enough chap to be on table, so he's going to score well in sports.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
He should do quite well. No pressure.
No pressure at all. I do love Dave's army as well, though. Dave always does a fabulous army.
I've not seen this army. I remember it's quite spectacular.
No,
oh dear, that's whatever that was in the bottom corner there is now dead. Surprisingly enough
to go as well.
It's Dave's turn.
But,
We're on the
yeah.
scarecrows.
Because obviously it would be sensible to put them on there. Although it could be with the boomers at the back. I could be wrong.
Well, I know Nick's got 2 tokens on here.
Yeah.
Which are, there's literally nothing else of Dave's anywhere near that. So that's...
Yeah, that's already game over, really, isn't it, there? Sadly.
Connection's given the game a photo montage.
Oh.
We understand that it is, this... the software is giving warnings that we're dropping lots of frames and going, no shit, Sherlock. Really? You have to tell us this?
Yeah, I think I may pop out. Having cover is better than not having cover. Oh well.
To be fair,
no.
both armies.
Although Nick just sitting back saying I don't like this situation, it's like.
On each side, and then there's a little token in there. It doesn't move. You get 2 points for getting your token into your opponent's half of the table, and 1 point if you hold it in your own half of the table. So the maximum number, and whoever holds the central one gets 1 point. Yeah.
2 points for the centre. 2 points for the centre.
So the maximum point is 8 points.
Yeah. Yeah, quite looking forward to seeing the scores as they come in shortly. I imagine we're probably going to start divided by work.
I was about to say that's not the Frank Caputo.
No, it's just a nice little shining video.
If we need to put anything onto the screen, we can just take that. That's the HDMI for the screen.
Okay. Right, so if we wanted to show everybody where they're going to be next round, I can actually just... Ooh, yeah. That's useful to know.
I think that works.
Well, we can hope.
So let's have a look at what's going on around the
room cam.
Is live.
Room cam shows lots of people doing lots of dice rolling.
Yeah, basically it's people playing. There's not a lot else going on. There's Daz.
Smile, Dan. Hey! Enjoying his cup of tea. The boot. Oops. I'm just going to pinch the other half of the one that I gave to Dan. I mean, I'm just topping my tea up. Not at all on live stream. Oh,
no.
Oh dear. Like bribes.
Bribes.
We love bribes.
Bribes.
Oh, it's not just fudge, is it? There's the crunchy chocolate. It's full of cinder toffee and... No, a cinder toffee one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nom, nom, nom. Would you like some, Bob? Oh. Cinder toffee fudge. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's just pure sugar. Yeah, that is just pure sugar. I think why they're in very, very small cubes. Like
Yeah, that is sugar.
That is good. That is very, very good.
Yeah. Go on, Bob. You're really going to struggle later, aren't you? Non-event year. Everything was non-event. But yeah, quite looking forward to seeing pies arrive later.
Pies.
Nom, nom, nom.
Pies.
I'm very, very glad that